Previously on Let's Do This.
Amazon is hardly the place to shop for anyone who's looking to make money on a product and turn it over.
High quality product, right? Price and quality go in two different directions. So you can't be tough for quality, tough for thing, and then be tough for $2.
You started checking out the cost of rental.
Yeah, what I would actually need is just only 10 feet by 10 feet.
10 by 10?
Yeah.
So that's
For a
like
store?
a small bedroom.
Yeah, for
size.
it's a small store.
Four savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment. 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level. Who will invest and who will be sent home with nothing? What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? I am your host, Kevin Hope. Let's do this. On this episode of Let's Do This, meet Sheldon Gibson, owner of Sphynx Wax Studio and Spa, offering the latest grooming services and techniques.
I was excited about working with Sheldon because it was really interesting to work with such an audacious and bold entrepreneur who has unshakable confidence. What was really interesting and valuable, I felt, was that in the group sessions, because Sheldon is not from St. Kitts and he is from Antigua, I thought that he served as a great model for growth.
So far, the experience has been amazing. With Coach Tamu and the team, I've had a lot of fun. It was a good learning experience thus far. It made me look at the broader picture as it pertains to my business and how my business is going to develop going forward. I was really excited actually to have the opportunity to do something and fast track something that I've already wanted to do, which is to move my market outside of Antigua and Barbuda. It was a little nerve-wracking thinking to come in front of the camera. It would be my first time in front of the screen and people from all over the world would be able to see. For the upcoming pitch day, my hope is to impress the investors. I feel confident that when it's time to go in front of those investors that I will be prepared and I will blow their minds. The business actually started with an idea in April of 2021. It actually started with my fiance. She has a passion for anything to do with your hands. She has always had a passion for waxing and pedicures, these kinds of procedures. I was more of a supportive figure. However, I've always had a business mindset, so I was more of the one to take the risk and push for the business to actually start. We actually weren't supposed to begin operations until August of last year. However, because of the demand that we received after those posts, we began operations as of April 29th. One of the setbacks that I can think of was location. We didn't have the funds, so our location we had to start from in-home, which was very challenging, finding the space to operate, to accommodate guests. Despite the setbacks, what really motivated us to continue to push forward as business owners was the feedback, and is the feedback really. We keep getting that consistent feedback that is always good. My motivation for being here, a part of Let's Do This, is to not only gain investment, but experience and exposure as well. I am actually feeling really excited. I'm not feeling as nervous as I thought I would. I'm really excited to throw my pitch out there, and I'm sure that I will receive investment. I think I only have 3 words for the investors. Let's do this.
The pitch room, where a panel of seasoned investors can take one's future to new heights. Will their pitches appeal to the panel and go on to soar above the clouds? Or will they remain in the sea of endless dreams? These are our investors. Daniel Arterton, an experienced business consultant and farmer at the Nevis Hydro Gardens. Cashman Hope, an energetic business sales manager at the Cable. Giselle Matthews, a pioneer in her own right and the owner and managing director of the Harper's Business Depot. Amir Sabnani, the no-nonsense general manager of Rams Trading Limited.
Today, my name is Sheldon Gibson, and I am one of the co-owners of Sphynx Wax Studio Spa. One of the problems, well, the major problem that I find in St. Kitts Nevis is the economical availability for spa treatments. This is something that the general populace cannot or aren't willing to pay for because of how highly priced it is. Sphynx Wax Studio Spa, we have been operational in Antigua from May of 2021 until now. We have grown significantly in popularity and monthly revenue. Here are some testimonials from 2 of our clients. The first one, Chantal Ralph. I had an amazing comforting experience with Amanda and Sheldon. Customer service was on point. The conversations were engaging, informative, and hilarious, which all made this experience welcoming. This is one of the reasons why we continue to operate for this day. It is inspiring for myself and Amanda Faria, the other owner of Sphynx Wax Studio, to be able to service persons and have them feel comfortable with us and knowing that it is affordable for them. Here we have the revenue for the year of 2021, May 2021, when we started, to June of 2022, sorry. As you can see, since May, our revenue has grown by almost 10 times. Now, why I think that I have a competitive edge here in St. Kitts Nevis. First of all, the advanced technology that we are coming with. No other spa in St. Kitts Nevis is coming with this generation of technology. Safe and efficient. It doesn't harm you in any way. We are confident in what we are going to be delivering. Secondly, consistent consumer engagement. We have a social media following that for a 1-year operation, I would say is incredible. We stay in touch with our clients and potential clients. And lastly, our easy-to-use online booking app. We have it across our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and on our website. One click and you are booking an appointment. These projections are solely the other services excluding Cool Sculpting. Here we have a market of 27,000 persons in St. Kitts Nevis, minus those persons who would have passed the age of retirement. And of that 27,000, 49% are females, which takes up roughly 13,000 persons. And if we say that we are servicing 10% of that market share, we can at an average of $119 per person. We can actually generate a revenue of $160,000 in 1 year. Secondly, projections for the body sculpting solely. With the same market share, same market share at $525 per person, we can generate over $700,000. Now, these are the estimated operational costs. As you see, the first, we have rent at a $5,000. That is something to be negotiated further, as we have not located a space as of yet. Labor costs average at $6,500. This would be for 3 employees. The utilities average at $1,000. This is based on what we pay generally in Antigua and Barbuda. And lastly, the miscellaneous operational costs, including office supplies, wax, etc. Now here is my ask. The first is an affordable space located in a strategic location large enough to facilitate operation. Now we're looking at least 2,000 square feet to be able to comfortably facilitate persons. And secondly, $150,000 easy for the startup of the business. We are looking to come to St. Kitts Nevis to bring something to the people. It's not just about making money for us. We enjoy being able to serve our people. And with that said, let's do this.
Coming up next on Let's Do This.
So I'm saying to you, there's a lot of competition in the market here.
There actually isn't.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Great presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
The name, what does it mean? What does it mean? Sphynx, is it?
Sphynx.
Sphynx.
Yes.
Sphynx.
I know the meaning, and it's not TV worthy.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
It has to do with waxing. It's the
Has something to do with the logo?
It's the breed of a cat.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What happens to your business in Antigua when you come to St. Kitts?
The best part of it is 2 of us. So I'm actually going to be in St. Kitts while she remains in Antigua, at least for some time.
So is your business functioning there now?
Yes,
currently?
it is.
In a brick and mortar operation?
Yes,
And you have a staff that provide the services?
yes. We have 2 staff aside from ourselves.
How many other staff do you intend to have for $6,500?
3,
So 4 persons at $6,500 a month?
yes,
Full time?
full time.
Right. Okay. So you're cutting it awfully close to minimum wage there.
Do you hope for tips? Do you? Because a tip is gravy on the mashed potatoes. Not everybody's gonna give it, and not everybody can give the same amount.
Understood. I weighed it out based on the tax deductions over here. The salary would be fair for the person. However, I am looking at it as well. It's not something that is set in stone. However, this is what I settled on for now.
Yeah, just my observations. What's the market response in Antigua to a male providing waxing services? And have you done any research on that in St. Kitts?
That is a very valid question. I actually initially in the startup there was very poor response. However, over time I have gotten better response. I'm not going to say that I do as well as a female. However, I do get those clients through the door.
The first flag for me is a very fast expansion to another island, and then might be all Caribbean people, but we're all very different. there's so many services here on the island that when I can't get one, I have 4 others to call. And I often have to make a decision very late, sometimes at the end of the day, and I'm like, oh gosh, tomorrow I have something and I need a pedicure. I'm sure she can concur. And I call and they say they're booked out often, quite often, solid 2, 3, and then I go, okay, the next one. So I'm saying to you, there's a lot of competition in the market here.
There actually isn't.
Okay, but let me, and you might be correct, because I would like you to correct me here. In specific services then, like pedis, manis, etc., you're coming with something different. And so I want to learn more about your sculpting. What is your training, background, certification, and that of your staff? Why I say this? If I'm going on a machine that's going to cause me to lose weight and make me look like, I don't know who, but Beyonce or Jennifer Lopez, I got to come out alive. So
No.
I rather run on, I rather get out there and exercise, but that's just me.
All staff will be trained with a medical practitioner who is familiar with this technology. So that would not be an issue at all. The correct procedures will be followed, and it's all about standard. I used to work at a 5-star hotel, so I know setting a standard and keeping it, that is what keeps you going. And thus far, as you mentioned, we're a very new company. However, we set the standard and we keep that standard. And that's what keeps persons coming back to us.
So
maybe I don't
now
understand the industry, but what kind of
you're-
standards? Can you give some examples?
Okay. The ladies.
Right.
I don't know if either of you have been waxed before. At least I hope one of you have. It is... All right, one of the biggest issues that women have with being waxed is going home after a wax and finding hair. That's one of the biggest issues that they have. For us, we're very detailed. When we started, we actually started with magnifying glasses to be that detailed. Even the smallest hairs that couldn't be seen with the naked eye, we got them. And we've gotten so good at what we do that even without the magnifying glasses, we can get those hairs.
And that's something you could train for?
Yes.
Right.
So here is it, you're new, coming to Sphynx to open a business. What is your competitive advantage? What would make me leave where I am because I wax?
Me.
All the time. So for me, I
You
want to
leave
know
where you usually go to?
Yeah.
Like you usually...
where I usually
I'm
go
telling you, it's me.
to come to you.
It's me.
because
When we started this was an argument that Amanda and I had. We were going back and forth. We had so much competition. That's why I said, Sphynx Nevis, it doesn't have competition. It does not. In comparison to Antigua, it does not.
Coming up on Let's Do This.
it's a lot of space, so probably you need to start small first.
To be honest, if I was to go with the location that I came across, it was $20,000.
I think you bring to this thing a sense of I'm in charge, I know what I'm doing. I got the impression from you that you are one of 2 of the bright spots in Antigua. Then if the spot is so bright, why leave it and go to a green field?
I saw an opportunity and I took it. To be honest, I know that I don't believe that any business ever stops growing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for me, this is just me. This is just a way for me to grow. That is all.
Okay.
I'm looking at
So personal growth.
more revenue
Right.
means that I can then turn over the money to invest into myself. That's what we did. When I started this business, I started with $1,800. $1,800 at home.
Right.
And we did not pay ourselves. We turned that money and we kept turning it and we bought more equipment and we bought more equipment and we bought more equipment till we got to where we are at right now.
With respect to the 2,000 square feet and so forth, location is critical. Do you know the value per square foot in Sphynx? in the different areas? Like let's say here at Frigate Bay, in Bastille, on the suburbs.
No,
and so forth.
I'm not from. I don't know
That is
of
critical.
the different areas. I came across it around the cinema area.
What is
Space.
your best estimate for what 2,000 square feet will cost you in your desired location?
My best estimate,
Yeah.
desired location. To be honest, if I was to go with the location that I came across, it was a beautiful dream. It would have been $20,000 easy.
Right.
a month.
So there you go. The rate out in that area in the west end.
That would have been Port Zante.
Right. The rate that is in that desired area that you mentioned, the west near the movies, is about $5 EC plus VAT
Yeah.
per square foot, which is $5.50. So for 2,000 square feet, you're looking in excess of $10,000.
As it pertains to getting a space, 2,000 square foot is a big space. I mean, I don't even think my home is 2,000. My home is probably like 1,600 square feet, you know? So it's a lot of space. So probably you need to start small first, you know, get a small space and operate. And from then, you know, from there you can branch off if you see the need, if you recognize that it is profitable to do so.
But there's a way to get into it without any of that risk.
Right.
And that's what you did in Antigua that enabled you to market test your product. You said you started your business with $1,800.
Yes.
You're here now. You probably live somewhere. And why is your route to market in St. Kitts different? If anything, it should remain the same to reduce the risk of $150,000 plus whatever lease you sign. You know, to me, it's looking like a $250,000 risk
Yes.
when you add it up. When you could very well, if you're the key man, you could very well test this. And in everything I've heard you say, you're very talented with social media.
Yes.
When it comes to me, I like your attitude. I think you bring to this thing a sense of, you know, I'm in charge. I know what I'm doing. You have done some work. I'm very pleased with the research that you did. My only limitation is that I don't think that you have a clear enough understanding. On your blind spot still is the local reality. But proceed still, because I think you have what it takes to show someone that, listen, I've done it here. So you have the demonstration effect. I am limited. I like to be more knowledgeable and more of a competent authority in something that I invest in. But I do think that, I mean, you know, like if I can direct you to some of those persons who are, that would be my best contribution to this effort.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the feedback.
I think the ask for a startup here in St. Kitts is a little bit out of my reach at this point in time. And I need the level of comfort as well. So there's more information that I need to know first and foremost before we can move to the next level. So as it stands now, there's an interest, but probably after all of this we can have further discussions. But right now it's a no for me. There's an interest, don't get me wrong, but it's a no.
Thank you for your presentation and your time.
Yeah.
Good luck. Maybe one day you'll see me.
Thank you for the support.
Okay.
Thanks, Sheldon. Take care. All the best.
I think his presentation was amazing, to the point, very thorough. It gave me a lot to think about.
This guy is someone who obviously has his heart in the right place as it relates to his ambition in this particular field.
I thought he did a very good pitch. I think he clearly loves what he's doing, and he believes in it.
Honestly, I think I really misunderstood this sculpting thing. I was just learning more about it outside. There was an image in one of the slides that showed like a portable machine, almost like a massager. So I was going under the influence of, or the idea, the influence. I'm not under the influence. Under the presumption that it could be much like you guys, and he wears a backpack or a cool backpack with his equipment, and he showed. But apparently not.
I'm not afraid to say I'm not educated enough to make decisions on some of the specifics. But the economics failed me. Some of the economics were just too optimistic.
It's unfortunate that, you know, it still wasn't sufficient to get me over the hill. I think the expenses were a little bit too high, and that kind of scared me away.
His personality and the skill that he brings seems to be key in his business model in Antigua. And for him to move away from that and come here, so if he is a partner in Antigua and he does have interest in it, then that may not be the wise move right now.
I really wish him well. Honestly, if he can come back and provide us with a different model where the expenses are lesser than what it is now, then I think I would be more inclined to invest.
Although the investors felt that he was moving or growing too quickly, we cannot discount the growth, right? He started with $1,800 and was able to grow from his bedroom to a Main Street urban center location with a full team and a co-founder in 18 months. And so he has a blueprint of sorts for success. And much of that success is his mindset as well. And so, you know, I believe that although I understand their words of caution, I would tell Sheldon, keep going, keep growing.
Well, now that the pitch presentation is over, I'm actually still quite excited. I am somebody that I like criticism. I learn from it. And I got a lot of feedback that I know I can put to good use. Most of the comments made by the investors, they were valid and they were very informative. Even though some of them weren't familiar with my field, they did try their best to ask the relevant questions and give appropriate feedback accordingly. The pitch presentation didn't go exactly how I wished it would. However, it is not something that would be a deterrent for Sphynx Wax Studio Spa, SKN.
And to add, nobody here does any testing for mold and biologicals in St. Kitts. Even the multipurpose lab sends it out.
Right.
That's an error.
That's an error?
Yes.
Who does the testing here?
The Next Generation Medical Lab.
You were kind of saying earlier. And so it's how educating about why equality is so important.